Testing. Testing, 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 testing. Gotta fix this. The weight's on his neck a tiny bit. Oh no, he's got a back face. That's cute. Cool, let's set up this stream and make a new what a cutie. Oh baby. Gotta post some links to people, but gonna start this up in a sec.
always gotta cower. Don't obey what they say and just stay in your power.
Here we go again. I got my paper and I found me a pen. I'ma write you a verse. Here comes the universe. They put you under a curse. This curse I might disperse. These bars come free and easily. They be setting the scene. This is real scene. This curse I might disperse. These bars come free and easily. The whole point of these bars is to point to the stars. To wrap you around, make romance from afar. Time to let go. What's on the other road? I don't know.
All right. Let's see how this works. I think it should be working. I think I can turn on my webcam even, which I'll probably turn off in a sec, but you can get it started with it on. I'm trying to set up Restream so I can get this working on like YouTube and Twitch, because I know I have like some actual followers on YouTube from putting my tutorials on there, so it would be fun to kind of alert them, but I don't think I can get it working. So I'm trying to figure out how to connect the chat and stuff, so just annoying technical things, but I'm not going to spend too long on that. So I'll have the Twitch page open so I can see anyone who's sort of typing stuff in there, and feel free to drop any suggestions or questions. I'm just sort of figuring out the KineFX stuff recently for the first time, which I'm finding to be just a ton of fun. What up, Magnus? Welcome. Adjust this camera. Anyway, cool. So I guess let's get started. I was making this fun little guy. I'm gonna hide myself. Making this fun little guy last night when I was just trying to see if I could like make sort of a like an automated walking guy. So it's actually no keyframes here at all, which is cool. I mean, you can see it's a little bit glitchy right now. I want to figure out kind of like a better way to do this. Hopefully someone might have an answer that's better than sort of what I'm doing already. I'm just going to post this link like 2 more places. And then we'll be giving the stream my undivided attention. Cool. Let's see here. Thanks, Magnus. Yeah, it was fun creating this little procedural guy last night. I came up with some tricks for doing faster character modeling in Houdini 2, which I'm excited about. So yeah. Let me know if you guys can't hear me okay or anything like that. Sweet. Cool. I think we're looking good. Awesome. Glad to hear I'm coming through okay. Sweet. Matt, what's up? Welcome. I already got some cool people chilling in the chat. Yeah, so this guy I made last night. Still kind of figuring out the KineFX stuff, which is a lot of fun. I'll kind of go back up here and sort of go through the things that I was figuring out last night. So the first thing was I was kind of like, man, it is really not like the easiest thing in the world to like quickly sort of drop all these VDB operations, and especially when like I'm not a fan of how VDB combine itself like starts without anything useful, and you have to switch it to the operation to some kind of SDF thing for if you're doing like SDF, you know, stuff, which is really all I'm ever doing when I'm modeling kind of characters and things. So what I did do is I figured out you can mess with these like radial menus now. There's different ones for the scene viewer and the network viewer, and I just made this VDB tools one, so I can press Shift G. Hopefully I can come up with a better hotkey for it, but Shift G, and then I can just do quick drop some VDB from polygons, VDB dilate. The reshaping ones are on the left side, then the Boolean operations are on the right side. There's VDB from particles on the bottom. So that is pretty handy for kind of quickly getting these characters going. I'm also a fan of the Paint SDF volume SOP, which is just kind of like a quick. Oh god, this is gonna mess my thing up. It's like running quad remesher and stuff now because I'm like have a node highlighted all the way down the chain. Let's interrupt that. Or actually, let's undo all that stuff. I'm running this on a laptop with a 1070 also, so I don't know if it's gonna like kind of crap out doing the streaming and doing Houdini and running two monitors at the same time, but hopefully it seems okay so far. Gonna cancel that. So basically, I'll highlight the stuff up here. Just really basic. I actually started with a sphere first, and it's nice how you can just easily say, oh, I want a box instead, and drop a box under there, and it just like applies all the transforms and stuff. So I could make, I mean, if I wanted to make like a little like PDG or some other kind of like character, auto character creator, you could just drop like a switch down here and then just have it cycle through, like, could do a platonic solid instead. Oh, I guess I can't, there's no option to have this be like the parent of that or whatever, but I don't know, I could make like a, maybe it's just sphere and box that have those options. I don't know, but anyway, it was fun to like be able to just quickly swap out a box, and I decided I kind of liked that design better. Or maybe we could go back to using the sphere for the body and then just have the box for the head. Something like that. Like I said, Paint SDF volume is just a handy thing I found for just quickly sort of drawing, you know, different shapes and stuff. I'm a big fan of like using curves and SDFs together. I made an HDA before that was like quickly gave me the controls to just plug in a curve and then like reshape it along the length of it. But I want to do a better job making it, and now that I have Houdini Core, I can make it as like a proper .HDA instead of a HDALC. So that's cool. So yeah, here's this cute little body over here, nice long arms. I think maybe I'll make the legs a little bit longer. It's got some nice thick thighs right there. And I'm gonna drop a VDB smooth in there. I gotta get used to like using this because I just made it, so I keep instinctively like going back to the other thing. But I think when I get used to doing that instead of using the tab menu, it'll be really nice. Let's crank these up a little bit. No, Paul, we got a long way to go. So I was just showing off Paint SDF, and then over here I have my character's head that I added in. Now he's got these really long legs. Convert him. And what I did was I drew a curve up here. I set this up so that I could basically just like paint a face on him. And then it would connect to the thing automatically. I don't know why this is like mirroring this back there. I guess this is on the inside. So I probably need to transform this out if I wanted to not do that, but it actually doesn't seem like I need the ray sop right now because it's like I drew it directly on the box itself, and I could sort of draw, you know, the other like fun little shapes I want. I also, someone showed me recently that if you hide this menu when you're drawing, it actually like speeds up a lot, and I don't get as much of the sort of like artifact of like it's trying to update the mouse position on the screen. So that's truly really handy. I can make some nice like cuffs for his leg here or something. I feel like curves really are just like sort of the like easiest way to work by hand in Houdini, and something that I started doing also the other day that I like is like rather than like doing my sketches in like a program like Flash or Photoshop or whatever of the character before I do it, if I just want to do something basic, like I might as well just drop a stroke and like just sort of like lay out my character in here, and like I can like, you know, mirror it of course and be like, all right, that's gonna be his weird head. He's gonna have like some like crab eyes that come out like that. But I can just like kind of sketch stuff in here, and then I already have it in here, and then I can sort of like work around that as a foundation, which is pretty handy. And this is running a little bit slower than it would be if I wasn't streaming, but it's still fast enough when I have this thing, when I don't have the parameters exposed. I'll show again real quick. If I expose the parameters, look how much it's lagging right here when I try to draw that first line. I have to like give it like a couple seconds, but when I hide it, it just helps a ton, like it's instant. So that's pretty fun. Pretty fun ways to work on stuff. So there's a weird little sort of slightly Mr. Krabsy, slightly, I don't know, abstract guy with a realistic-ish hand over here for some reason. So there you have it. But yeah, that's just sort of like a new thing that I think I'm going to start doing for doodling out quick little characters. Yeah, I guess I should report that. I forget, someone showed me that was a trick. I think it was Paul, Side Effects Labs, Paul. So the difference between stroke and draw curve, Magnus, is if you drop a draw curve, it's actually just like all this extra stuff in here, plus a stroke sop. So it's got some handy things in it, but if you want to like, you know, use even fewer CPU cycles, especially if you're drawing fast and you want to be efficient, I would recommend using the stroke sop just because it like doesn't have all that stuff in it. It's all like compiled in C++ or whatever, and it's not an HDA like the draw curve sop. So anyway, I'll leave like this guy over here and can hide him, don't really need him right now. I'll go back over here to the guy that I was working on, where I was sort of drawing these fun shapes on him. Let's give him some hands also, because I don't see why not. So over here we have this guy. I'm going to do union and volume paint SDF and just switch the plane over here so that it's Yeah, like that. And then I'll hide this again so it's fast. Let's see if this is sort of like the right size that I want. Oh, I gotta combine that there. That's good. I like that kind of shape. And then I'll mirror it. This is a little bit of an annoying workflow. I gotta figure out a better way for this. Maybe I'll make like an HDA or something. But yeah, I will go back over here and I will not keep the original, so it just mirrors it on the Z, and then I gotta get used to using. Yeah, I was saying earlier, this is a little menu that I made with all my quick kind of VDB tools. So it would be cool actually if SideFX kind of built this in or something. If they saw that it kind of had that potential that I definitely see that it has. So yeah, there's a nice little fingers situation. Maybe I'll do some toes while we're at it. And I think I can make the radius of the brush bigger. Nice. This is a fun guy. So what happens if we do all this stuff? Okay, VDB subtract, and then I go down here. Let's not quad remesh it yet so that it's nice and quick. So that's what he's looking like. Can do some more fun patterns on him pretty quickly, I think, if I just go back to the draw curve. And this might actually be way too slow, especially with me streaming. Maybe if I turn it off that view, it's a little bit better. Well, anyway, you get the idea. I think I like. I'm gonna copy this so I can do some sort of like asymmetrical stuff. I'll merge this guy. No, that's not what I want. Drop this in here. And I will clear all these strokes out, so now I can do sort of my asymmetrical ones and mirrored ones that I spelled wrong. And I'll plug this into VDB from Polys as well, so it uses that as the source or whatever. And I want to get rid of a couple of these ones I'm like not really a big fan of. Hard to say which one it is. Is it this one? Number 4? Yeah, there we go. Get rid of number 4. And there's one here that you can see. Turn that on, that doesn't make it easier, but not that one. I'm just gonna undo all of these because, yeah, there we go. Now we just have the face that we want and we have this fun thing. And I'll draw my asymmetrical ones. Maybe I'll draw like another face on the side of his head. Like a different emotion. Drop that down here. We'll see. It's like oh, that doesn't look very good. I'll simplify it. I'll just do I think that the stream is really choking my graphics card a little bit, but that's okay. What up? Welcome to the stream, everyone. Wow, there's like more people in here than I was expecting for sure. That's fun. I'm hoping I can do more like legit ones of these at some point in the future, but just kind of wanted to test the waters a little bit. The tiny bit of streaming I've done in the past has been really fun. So there's another face. I'll do like a more serious looking face here. Yeah, it's lagging, but it's okay. It might be because, yeah. And I'll go back to the mirrored ones down here, and I'm just gonna again sort of like give him some cuffs around his nice. It looks like he's like being constrained, like he's a little balloon guy with some like rubber bands on him. That's kind of funny. I'm not really digging these asymmetrical ones though, so I'm gonna just whoa, just gonna get rid of those. Yeah, and I guess I'll just get rid of oh wait, we like these, those are the cuffs. Nice. I feel like my workflow would like really piss off any like really hardcore, fully procedural people. And I'm gonna use Exoside's quad remesher, which is like the absolute best. And if you're trying to do any character stuff in Houdini directly, like I've been doing, I would really, really recommend it. It's pretty amazing for me. And it's quad remeshing again, which I don't actually want. I want to quad remesh this side also though, since I have more kind of complex stuff going on now. Oh man, I gotta set it to not recook. Yeah, Exoside is way better than Instant Meshes. Yeah, it's made by the guy who made Z-Remesher, and so I guess he's left Pixelogic and is now just working on that. Yeah, it costs money, but it's so worth it. Honestly, I got it during Hulai, and it was a game changer for me. I think I first used it on yeah, I think it's better than Z-Remesher, honestly. I think Magnus, you were the one who really turned me on to Z-Remesher when I watched your very old modeling and rigging the cartoony mouth tutorial that was really awesome for Maya back in the day. Should remake that for Houdini or something. So yeah, the first time I used it was like, must have been for this guy that I made for Hulai. But yeah, I was just pretty much blown away, and like you can set it to have symmetry and all this stuff, and you just get these nice, like, these are like pretty good edge loops. I feel like they're not perfect maybe, but I don't know, I'm very impressed with it. Make it work with groups. I have not, but I have found that it's pretty much always out of the box for me, like really, really good. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. Yeah, this looks better when I don't smooth these guys too many times. It might help if I actually up the VDB count, or the resolution, I guess. Let me go back to like the first node, and so I can maybe set it to like 0.03 instead. Yeah. A lot more polys, but it's okay because again we're gonna quad remesh it and it's gonna be beautiful. But it was great. It was a great sort of fundamental. I'll pull it up real quick. Again, talking about Magnus, who is amazing. He's one of my favorite character guys. He's in the chat. I was so happy. I remember when I saw that you were getting into Houdini too, because it made me feel a lot more confident to be able to move my character stuff there. And I'm so glad that I have. Magnus Muller tutorial. Yeah. Creating a stylized mouth rig using blend shapes. It's on his Gumroad. I think it's worth checking out even if you don't use Maya, honestly. And especially if you want to kind of figure out how to throw together basic characters with ZBrush. But yeah, Magnus's characters are like, if you don't follow him already, are like really, really cool style where he kind of like does characters that only work in like the 2D perspective, but he makes them in 3D. And then he has this rig basically where you can just animate this controller in a box, which will control like how open and how closed the mouth is and all that stuff. But yeah, this was really helpful for me. I remember I used it a lot when I was doing my Instagram, when I was doing my thesis project, the Loaf Zone, and a couple other projects after that. But it's a great sort of technique for rigging with blend shapes. Pull it up. There's yeah, this guy that I made for this Adult Swim short was rigged that way, and this shark character that I made was similar as well. Here's a turntable. Miami fucking beach. So yeah, I mean, he works from all angles, but he's really, you can see he's like designed to work from the front. It was very much ripping off Magnus's stuff. So yeah, there you have it. Going back over here for a sec. Yeah, this is really funny to me for some reason. So I'm gonna go, and now this is sort of the rigging portion. So maybe I'll drop a null to be nice and clean and say character model out, because from here on it's all kind of rigging stuff. And this is where we get into the beauty of KineFX. So what I did was I used the skeleton sop to, this was so fast actually, it's insane. I used the skeleton sop to just draw out a skeleton in my guy. And, you know, I just drew out 1/2. I'm going to actually, I will go and I need to add some more bones. So I'll press enter to change mode. And now I can add these guys. And I'll add this one, and boom, like now the rest of my leg is all set up like that. And then I have this like group that I want to mirror, so I'll just set that, and I'll actually grab these couple other guys that aren't in it, because the spine and the neck obviously don't need to be mirrored. And then I just name the group mirror up here, and then it mirrors the joints. Incredible. I'll actually I'll add the finger joints and stuff too, because I might as well. So let's hit enter. Yeah, I'm crazy impressed and psyched about these KineFX tools. Just the SOPs rigging stuff is amazing. I honestly, I got into rigging in Houdini over Hulai without KineFX, and I didn't mind it as much. A lot of people say that it's bad, and I kind of get that because it's like not as procedural, but just the fact that it's in Houdini was the part about it that was the game changer for me and allowed me to just kind of like use all the other Houdini tools. So there's the skeleton. I'll kind of select these bits and I'll hit enter. Oh, wait, I screwed that up. There we go. Select those, enter. If you don't know, you hit this when you want to like edit your group, and it will select all the things you already have, and then you can just select more of them. We don't want that one selected, so I'll hit enter. And then skeleton mirror, boom. We got our perfectly mirrored guy. And then I need to fix the group that I have for the arm, so I will do that. I have to fix the group that I have for the legs because the point counts changed, so it's gotten all wonky. Or I guess I select all of these like that. So arm, I'm doing like both sides, and then what I'm doing, fuck, I messed that up. I made an extra group. I need to do this thing again. So arms, boom, and then legs, boom, and then neck. I will just, I think that's correct, but I'll just double check. Yeah, that looks correct. Cool. And then I have the L group so that I know which are the left ones. This is just like super convenient to be able to sort of organize stuff this way in Houdini instead of having it just all be a very manual process, like it is in any other program pretty much, unless you like use a bunch of Python stuff, which I hate and have not really learned yet. Yes, no, you are absolutely right. Mello, David Meller, follow Mello Mograph. He is asking about if I need to put if I could put a bounding box on the right side to correctly name the groups procedurally, and like, yeah, I could totally do that, but I'm not planning to tweak this guy again, so it doesn't need to be quite that procedural, but if I was building like a character generator thing, I would definitely set it up with bounding boxes and stuff. That would be very smart. So then, go into here, and yeah, I have this basically set up, this rig pose, where it's just selecting the group arm minus R, so it's selecting only the left arm stuff, and then this is the opposite, right, where it's selecting the L group, and then it's just rotating these on Y, and it's using a sine function for that, and they're just kind of flipped. So I mean, I guess I could use a cosine and a sine, but I just did time times 360 plus 180 to do the offset so that it's halfway different. And then they just kind of wiggle back and forth like that. And then I set it to do 25 degrees, so it's plus and minus 25 degrees. I could do less or more or whatever, but yeah, it's like really cool to be able to sort of like pose stuff this way and animate stuff this way. So again, no keyframes involved. Boom, boom, boom. Real quick, well actually we'll go through the rest of the sort of animation chain. So I have it so that he's moving forward and he's going up and down like that. So that's cool. And then this is supposed to be, these are supposed to be his leg joints over here. So this stuff over here is basically all me setting up IK chains for the legs, and this is like the automatic leg stuff. And then what I have over here is just a little bit of wiggle on the neck. And it's just using motion effects, so just right click, motion effects, and it's chops, but I think chops is pretty useful for that stuff still. So that's cool. IK business going on over here, so I have to redo these groups correctly. So basically our chain is going to be, I think, these joints. Boom. And then, oh, I have to read these correctly too. So I think basically these become the pull vector constraints. So I move those up there. This is the root and this is the goal. I'm going to turn these off, and then for some reason I had something wonky going on with my code that I would like to actually figure out, but I was basically offsetting the feet so that they wouldn't get screwed up later on. You'll see what happens there. I think that this needs to be happening on the left side. So that these aren't going up and down. That'll probably make things a lot easier. And then over here what I'm doing, ooh, I see what's happening. Yeah, what I don't want is it to be bobbing up and down on the IK chain. Nice. And then I think so this offset actually was for like staggering the feet in the walk, and I need to figure out a better way for doing that. Anyway, we'll see what happens over here. And then I like unoffset them or whatever over here. Oh, this one I want to bypass with that. Circle sops are weird. Circular shape sops. And then I'm like ray sopping these into the ground. And I'm making it so that when there's some velocity, so like right when they move, they kind of go up a little bit. And you can see it's like going up a little bit here. I'm going to move down to the IK chain here so you can kind of see what's happening better. Oh no, that's not very good. It's doing the skinning now actually on the left side, which I'll show how that works. It's very simple. Uh-oh, that didn't work actually. What happened over here? So this tet embed thing creates like a tetrahedral mesh, which is what is used for skinning influence somehow. I don't really understand exactly, but I think it sort of makes sense. And then over here, the bone capture biharmonic grabs the geo and takes the tet and like sets up the skinning on the actual geo. Oh, I don't want this capture layer paint because I did some weight painting before. That's how you would do that actually. Nice, so now this works correctly, but the legs are still messed up. I'm gonna save this as a new version because it's different than the one that I started with, in case I want to go back to that old guy that had the square body. I feel like these kind of tools would be really beneficial for someone like Jack Sachs, who I'm a big fan of, when he was a C4D character guy. I'm sure some of you are familiar with his work. Lots of like very cute, fun stuff with very like simple shapes and stuff generally. I really like his sketches too. His like character sketches are amazing. Some of these guys. I like his like crazy materials too. Looks like he probably uses octane, I'm guessing. But just like kind of placing primitives in fun ways to make like cool character designs. Really nothing super complex. But really, really clever and really cool. Yeah, here's like another good example of one. Really like this stuff a lot. Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks for coming through. So, yes, let us set these feet up better. Oh, I know what's going on here. Yeah, it has the wrong point selected, so I have to redo this as well. So I have my two IK chains in this one. And because I just deleted these off of like the original, instead of having to manually like map them and stuff, I can just say match by name because they have the same name still. Like there's a name attribute created from the skeleton sop, I believe. So that's pretty neat. And then you just set the blend value to be 1. And then, yeah, what I want to do is create IK chain. There's the root, I guess. Which are the ones that I want? tuple out of range. I think this gets harder because I have like all of these joints in here now. I'll grab this one. It's number 2. How do I report this guy for spam? I don't want bigfollows.com on here. Oh God. Just need to visualize this better, I think. So this is my IK chain technically. Nice. Okay, this makes it very clear to see what I need to be doing. So here's root. What? Root. Maybe I need to rename these to make it easier. And I heard from Matt Estella that I can use the rig doctor to rename this stuff easily. So this looks like this might not quite be. We could like right click it and create a name. That would be really ideal, I think, for this situation. Well, I'll just leave the rig doctor on there and maybe it's helping me do something. Who's to say? Now it's gotta re-skin this stuff. Wonky. Thank you, Mello, for doing that. Cool. So, very cute guy over here still. Hoping I can get this working, and this can hopefully be a successful first little stream test. Oh, if I undo those, that will help me. That makes this a lot easier. Yeah, hell yeah. Okay, great. So here's IK chain 1, IK chain part 2, and IK chain tip over here. Great. And then do the second one. It's going to be the root, mid, and tip. And then they're set to match by name because they have the same name, because they came off the same original skeleton. Oh, interesting. There's something funny going on here. But I'll bring this back over here. Yeah, so now we can see he's stepping forward. I think I might need to change the orientation of these joints somehow. And if I have my solver on, what I'm literally doing in there is just like blending between the previous frame and the next frame on the skeleton. So that's always been for me like my kind of go-to way of smoothing animation. So now all I gotta really do now is figure out how to make the feet face forward. So what I'm wondering is basically when in the chain what is this pole vector constraint doing? Maybe if I bring that out there, I guess that helps. This is going to be really wonky looking. But it's kind of fun. Turn on the ground. Oh no, those guys are kind of facing down. We don't like that. I think we might want to not blast these guys also. Yeah. I have these set to stretch. I wonder what happens if I bring these down. They should like stretch down to the new floor. Nice. I can make it so that the feet go up higher. So this is going to be like the amount the leg lifts by. Interesting. Oh, I have to select my feet group correctly. I think that's causing me some issues. So yeah, I would have benefited for sure from having a more procedural setup to begin with. I mean, I was just noodling around last night, so that's why. But these are the kind of things that you got to remember to make sure that you fix when you are doing this. This is getting close. I could maybe like even like inflate his arms a bit or something, like with vellum. I think I could make it so that this blends slower too. If we look at this over here. I think I could do something clever with a race op to make it so that the front of his foot isn't clipping the ground again. But I think that's a little bit too much for me to figure out on the stream right this second. I might do it offline at some point. Let's see if I can get his legs to bend properly again though. So I'll lift this up a little bit. They are bending, but not quite enough. And I need to move my pole vectors a bit, which are okay. Yeah, so it looks like, trying to figure out like when in this chain I like fucked around with these pole vectors so much so that they like went flying out. Yeah, so it's this part. So these are my two PVCs. And if you aren't a rigging person, PVCs or pole vector constraints are basically like what controls sort of the direction that the knees bend in and stuff. So it's a good thing to sort of be aware of. I think I can... Yeah, this is kind of feeling better to me. The feet are bending the wrong way. Let's see how it looks in the bone deform. So I think I just need to offset them more. I'm gonna delete this rig pose and drop down a new rig pose. Need to find some chiller music to play. This is good. think I can display links. Yeah, so that shows like my new joint links now. Yeah, so I'll move that there. Have I listened to Yacht World yet? What is Yacht World? Welcome, Kira. Nice to see you here. Uh-oh. Oh, Englewood's new album. Nice. I have not. I'll check it out. Check it out right now. Love me some Englewood. He made that one song that blew up on TikTok. That's really the clutch move if you want to have a successful music career these days. I'm digging this already. So I guess all I have to do now is figure out how to get the feet joints working correctly, because this is like, once I turn the solver on, they kind of like lift into place nicely. I think I could probably go with like a little bit less of this sort of bobbing up and down. Could add some noise and stuff to it too. Oh, this is really something. I hope he has another TikTok hit. Our buddy Englewood. So this guy just looks extremely silly. But I'm pretty happy with that. So I think that is the foot joint there. It seems like it doesn't matter though, what I'm doing to the feet with the IK chain, because the foot isn't part of the IK chain. I think I might have to set up another IK chain for the feet itself, but I'm wondering if I can just do some like clever vex. So let me real quick, let me I'm gonna call these toes. I'm gonna call these feet. And then I think maybe what I can do is down here. I think I might need, stuff hurts my brain to think about. How do I set the position? I want to basically set the position of this to just be whatever this is plus, you know, a little bit in positive X. So I can set this to toes, and I can maybe just say is it really that easy? Then can I just do that? I guess it would be negative X. I guess it's about that easy. And then maybe I can set a ray sop to work on toes. And I can set it to yeah, now he walks properly with his feet colliding with the ground correctly. This is awesome. Let's see how this works though. I might screw something up. It's working okay. Actually, I don't know why it's causing this weirdness now. Little auto walker man. Cute guy. Damn, we got 17 people in here right now. That's crazy. I was expecting maybe like 3 or 4. Welcome everyone. Please don't judge me based on the quality of this first test stream. Hopefully I can do some better ones in the future. But give me a follow on Twitch for sure if you want to see some more of that. It might help me if I did if I did this instead. So again, this is working okay. Oh, I need to set this to work on toes. So I think the fact that they're twisted like that has something to do with the fact that the transforms are being weird. It must be the transforms on the like the heels. But I'm really bad at matrix math stuff. Yo, welcome Houdini Nerd Discord friends. Yeah, everyone who hasn't already, if you want to check it out, there's a really fun Discord called Houdini Nerd from my, you can get to from houdininerd.com, which I need to update. But there's a link to join the Discord up here. It's just a Google Doc with a bunch of resources. Yeah, come on in and learn with us. You believe in my matrix math skills. It's the kind of thing where I'm sure I could figure it out if I did some Googling, but I don't really want to do that on stream. So I'm wondering if I can figure out if I could figure out a better way. Rig pose. Yeah, so if I just do 90 on these, yeah, this is what I want. Exactly. It's pretty close to what I want. Awesome. It's sort of working. Sort of working. I might really be best off, I think, if I set an IK chain that went from here to here or something. That's sort of how I remember doing it in the past in like Maya and stuff. But let's take a look out here. Bless you.
Thanks.
So I'm sort of happy with this guy. I want to figure out the feet thing, but I might do that later. Thank you, J. Abraham. I'm glad that you would consider me to be a Houdini pro. I think the other guys who are doing streams are much smarter about this stuff than me, but I think it's a good idea for people of kind of like all skill levels to do this kind of stuff and sort of show how they're figuring it out and stuff. Like, it always sort of helps regardless of you know, I think it helps especially like beginners by watching more beginner people figure things out and you know, show off the things that they've learned, and it helps, you know, advanced users learn from advanced people. But it's not always the best to see like a super advanced person teaching like a very beginner how to do stuff. I feel like. Cool. Well, maybe I can do some more fun stuff with this guy. Let's change it up a little bit, and instead of having this be sort of like a procedural thing, I'll do a little bit more like I don't want to say less procedural, but more like kind of hand animated stuff, and kind of show how I would do that with KineFX. Because while side effects is saying you're not really supposed to do that so much with the current setup that they have for KineFX, I feel like it's pretty good for it, honestly, and I'm definitely going to use it a bunch for doing that kind of stuff. Just using the rig pose sops and the skeleton blend sops really allows for some fun stuff. Let me open up Twitter, and I want to show you guys something I did a little while back. I was actually lucky enough to make it into the beta at the very end of the beta for 18.5. And I played a little bit with some of the stuff that they had, and I made this stuff was really fun to kind of figure out, where I was basically just posing my guy, and I just did like 3 poses to make this like fun kind of walk cycle thing. But then I could add on extra rig nose to add like extra transforms on top and sort of like additively animate this stuff. And that I think is really powerful and sort of allows you to think about doing character animation in a different way. It's a little bit less destructive, but still sort of manual. So I'm going to get rid of a bunch of this stuff that I'm doing down here rigging wise, rigging in mainly animation wise. So I'll get rid of these. I'm gonna get rid of this stuff. I have these IK chains here. So yeah, it seems like IK chains for feet are something that I need to remember how to figure out now that I'm in KineFX and SOP land. I'm gonna get rid of these guys. I want to see if we can make like a fun, like kind of like dancing character. And I'm gonna turn off my other guy. So here's gonna be this dancey guy. And you know what? I think I'm just gonna actually just get rid of my IK chains. I'm just gonna do it super procedurally, or not super procedurally, super like hand animated. The opposite of super procedurally. drop a rig pose over here. And then we can just have a lot of fun with just making different kind of poses for this guy. This is going to be much less stressful to do on stream, I think, than trying to figure out more technical stuff that I was just trying to figure out and getting lost with. So I can, like, for example, select all these guys. Actually, I'm gonna not even do it that way. I can do it a better way, where I just say, like I was saying before, arm. And I have a nice sort of way of posing this. Interesting. So I can add another one of these things. This is a at name equals mirror, or no, I can just do at name equals star 14, I think. Oh, these are both 14. So I have this stuff named very badly, as I was saying. But yeah, I'm just gonna, I don't know how to make it so that the one that I'm controlling with the handle and the viewport is this one actually. This isn't a thing that I've figured out before. Because anything I do now is like controlling that one before. Foot roll node. Is a reverse foot node? That's interesting. I should maybe go back and check out the Hive demo for that. I'm not sure which one that would be. I think I went through all of them. So if you know which one that is, Magnus, definitely let me know. But that's good to know that that's there, and that I should probably figure out something to do with that. I'm a little bit scared, to be honest, of the rig wrangles and the rig attribute VOPs, but I'm having a lot of fun with just the straight up SOPs for this stuff. So I think maybe this can be sort of like my broad strokes posing node. And I can I feel like I could maybe make an HDA that makes it easier to like create IK chains on the fly with like one node instead of like having to have a couple of them. But I have to think a little bit about how to do it. Pose this guy so his arm is up here. I should name these like finger or something so that I can like And then there's a lot of kind of things you'll run into in KineFX where you'd think like, man, that's really cool that they have it at SOP level now, because now I can do this, this, and this. And then you realize that, and the reason that KineFX is powerful, and one of the things that makes it useful is that because of all the joints, it sort of handles like rotation-based transformations better than other stuff at SOP level, which really just works with the position attribute. So it kind of makes things a little bit more complex than you would like, but there's a lot of really cool stuff that you can do despite that, and a lot of really powerful tools that they have built in, like, for example, the full body IK stuff is really crazy. I can kind of give a demo of that in a sec. So now he's in this fun pose. And I can go over here and we can like skeleton blend. Nice. And then so just being able to animate these blends between poses like allows for some really fun stuff. John Coons, what's up, man? Welcome, the master of Houdini Twitch streams. Oh yeah. He is indeed the sheriff. That can be his name now. You can also, the fun thing about these blending nodes, the skeleton blends that blend all the local transforms, is you can like over blend and under blend. Just like with blend shape nodes. So really fun stuff. You can do like a and now he's dancing. I'm going to maybe add another thing and say, let's add like a pose where he's like jumping. So I will do a legs thing. And I'll set the bias to 1. And I will add a new thing that does neck rotations. Oh, it's bugging out a little bit. Oops. I want to make sure my display flag stays set down there. I keep accidentally undoing that. And then I can sort of transform this guy up here I think also if I were to, like, for example, I could take this guy down here, I could add it over here. So this will be the jump pose. This will be like point. I saw that there's like a rig stash pose node too over here. Which seems like it could be useful. And then you can edit the pose more over here. Just figuring this stuff out for the first time. Let me just make a few more of these. Just kind of like a fun new way to think about doing character animation, I think. So I can have these two blending between like pointing in different directions, and then I can have the middle one sort of jumping. So I'll set this group to arm. Don't want that to transform. Let me turn the floor back on. I'm gonna like set these all to sort of properly line up with like the floor. So this guy is good. Nice. And then it's just a matter of getting this guy going. Yeah, Mario 64 face pulling for sure. That was such a cool idea for them to put that in the game, I feel like. Like one of the first big 3D games ever, like, let's just have this cool tech demo where you can pull Mario's face. Some good thinking. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is set this. And then have it go back this way. And then while it's doing that, I keep forgetting to set the flag correctly. What I could do is just Geo4. This is very messy, so don't follow my example. So that's already fun, just swapping between those two poses. But I can make it so that he kind of does that. Let's look at that curve real quick. I guess I just gotta pull this really small so it feels it's a little bit awkward. I wanna maybe set it so that this one like rotates the neck so that it kind of mirrors the other one. And like this is for some reason set to the neck down here. I gotta fix this. Yeah, there we go. I'm realizing that that group is messed up. Boom, 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 boom. This is a fun little guy. So I'm gonna wrap this up over here soon. I think what I want to try is sorry, I'm trying to see if I can find different thing to play. Yeah, there we go. Go back to Flamingosis. Our buddy Flamingosis, who I think I can play on stream without getting in trouble, but I don't know. So I want to see if I can add some kind of fun jiggling to here. I think I could have it potentially this is the jump one. Let's have it. What if I just have it? Oh, interesting. Yeah, I think maybe. maybe I can have it so it just blends the legs down here also. Anyway, this is again not very procedural, but it's pretty fun, and it's in Houdini, and there's definitely ways you could proceduralize this more. I'm gonna overshoot this a little bit. I'm gonna leave that as it is, and I want to try. Is that Jake in here? Is that Diener Daddy? That must be Jake. What up, Jake? Let's try doing a vellum sim on the joints. So what I've heard, what I know from experience is that if I do a hair sim, it doesn't rotate anything. But if I do I guess a string sim, open up the vellum constraints, there's hair and then there's string, and string allegedly keeps rotations into consideration, which is interesting. So I'm gonna try seeing if I can get some fun secondary motion out of like a vellum sim on the joints. I know I could always do it on the Geo, but it's just too much fun to have the ability to do this stuff with KineFX now. I think also one thing that I'm gonna do is animate it so that it like kind of loops. Move this over here, and then I'll make it so that the jumping one that we do here animates back. I think the leg animation is maybe a little bit too over the top, so let's just do that. This isn't working great, actually. I like the way it was before more. Even though I don't think that this is that great. And then what I'm going to do over here is just do a time shift. 41 modulo $F modulo 41. This is how I loop stuff. I know there's a labs tool for it, but I don't really want to use that. I don't know how that works, but maybe it's better. Maybe I should try it out at some point. Vellum solver. So what we're doing again is string, and then over here I'm gonna set this to be, I'm gonna save this, and I'm going to maybe skeleton blend this with this so it doesn't get any weird attributes from the Vellum sim that might like screw up the skinning or whatever. And then let's set this to pin to target, soft. Oh, there he goes. Bye-bye. Gotta turn off gravity, of course. It looks like my pin constraints are not working. Maybe I need a higher value here. What the hell? What am I doing wrong? Oh, Peter, thanks for coming in, man. Peter, I'm like obsessed with your YouTube videos now since Sean and Charles showed off that one that you made. I didn't realize that you did those in addition to your incredible character stuff. So yeah, this is what we have right now. I mean, the other way I could get some secondary motion is by adding jiggle to the joints, which I could totally do. I could do a set a channel here and set this to animated and create a chops in, chop network, geometry, chops in, set it to animated, jiggle, do chops out, and then set this to also, Peter, I know I told you already, but your Paul Darth Maul cop Halloween costume is like probably one of my favorites of all time. I think I have it retweeted on my Twitter. I'm sure some of you saw it. The man's a genius. So, okay, I think this is gonna add some jiggle. Yeah, there you go. There's some crazy jiggle going on here now. Now the problem is that it's not taking the rotations into account, so you'll see it's gonna like get really weird. But it's still kind of fun. Depending on what you want, it might be a good move. I can play with like the jiggle settings and stuff too. Can make it stiffer. And now it doesn't even matter that that we don't have rotations because they're not like transforming enough for it to really need them. But yeah, I like this. This is actually really fun, in my opinion. Turn on some damping. Lots of fun stuff that you could do here with this character stuff. What I really need to do is just make a stupid HDA for this stuff. Peter, do you use Houdini at all, or are you mainly like a C4D or a Blender guy? I think you're a Blender guy, right? Anyway, if you ever want to learn some Houdini, assuming you don't already know some, definitely hit me up. Would love to help out. Or maybe I'm just being an asshole and you're already an expert and I didn't even know it. Oh, Jesse Erickson, hell yeah. We love Jesse. We love him. Yeah, so now that I'm on Core, I guess I could just make this a jiggler HDA. I'll save this guy. This is a good kind of variation. Man, KineFX is really something. I'm gonna see one more time if I can figure out what's going on with this vellum situation. Anyone can guess. Maybe I need to have the pin come first and then do the string. I need to turn off my jiggler too. Hell yeah, man. Well, I'm definitely excited to hear that. Blender's awesome though, so no reason to ditch that. But I think it's really getting to the point where you can just do everything in Houdini, and I'm loving it. So yeah, if you need any tips, let me know. Oh, I figured out what it is. Oh, I'm an idiot. So I forgot to hit match animation. So my previous character workflow, I know Cinema 4D and Maya also. I learned Maya in school, and I learned Cinema 4D on the side while I was in school. And I, up until recently, would do all of my, my first couple shorts are all Maya mostly, with a little bit of Houdini stuff in them. And then I moved to the point where I was just like, I love Houdini, I want to do everything in it. And I was like, but I don't understand the rigging stuff. I don't know if it's quite there for rigging or character animation. This looks like this might be working. That's exciting. So this is going to be similar to what we were just doing. Might not even be super noticeable. Oh wait, yeah, I gotta turn the blend on so that we get the influence from that. So it looks like it's getting screwed up somehow with the rotations and stuff here. What if I don't use the skeleton blend, then I just go straight into... Doesn't seem to make a difference. Maybe I didn't need that actually. I'll do that though, because I feel like it's safer. So yeah, basically I was using Maya for all my character stuff until really recently, and then when there was the Who Lie challenge that I stupidly participated in for side effects, and it ruined my life for the month of July, I got comfortable with doing rigging in Houdini, and then all these new rigging tools came out, and now I just use it for everything. But yeah, I think it's better to not have to jump between a million programs if you can. Nice thing about this thing too is I can like can do some weird stuff. You can get a lot of fun messed up rig stuff with KineFX pretty easily. try turning this stiffness down a bunch, see what happens. I think maybe if I have the bend stiffness up too, that might affect something. So this is cool. I guess one advantage of this that this has over the jiggle stuff is I can like have it collide with things a little bit more easily. So if I have it collide with the ground, yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, no, I moved it all over from Maya. The last short I did for Adult Swim, the man's best friend one with the dog, was all animated in Maya pretty much, but then all the effects were done in Houdini. But then I still rendered it out of Maya, and I was like, that was such a nightmare workflow that I'm just like rendering everything out of Houdini now, and I was like bringing all my character stuff in as Alembics and still doing the character animation, but I found it just to be much better once I just bit the bullet and learned to rig in Houdini, and it was really not that bad. So, and now I'm just having a ton of fun with these new tools that I feel like I could never go back. So this is kind of fun. There's some like fun floppiness going on with like the fingers up here. And we're just simming the bones as a reminder, so it's like really light. I gotta figure out how to get the rotations working correctly. Because I heard that the way to do it was with the string constraints. I think if I do hair, it's gonna come out looking the same as this, because I feel like neither of these are considering rotations. Oh damn, the hair is a little bit crazy. I don't honestly know what the deal is with the difference between those two right now. Or why this is so slow. I feel like it should be relatively quick, all things considered. To get back to string mode. Oh damn, John is sending people over here. That's very nice of him. What a baller. I'm doing good. I think we're gonna wrap this up in a sec, but I'm pretty happy with how this guy's coming out. If anyone is interested in any of this stuff, like if anyone wants the file or whatever, I can post a link of it or something. I'll try to see if I can get this VOD up on YouTube or something maybe too, if people are curious. But yeah, this was really just meant to be sort of like messing around with the new tools and showing people some character workflows, and testing out the stream stuff, which will be better when I have my proper desktop with a mic and all that stuff, and I'm not just streaming off a laptop with a webcam and a webcam mic. But I'm going to, yeah, I think that this kind of setup is like really fun for certain types of animation. Like if you're doing really stuff where you're not doing like a ton of in-betweens, you can totally, I do have a YouTube channel. Yeah, it's youtube.com/ChristopherRutledge1. There's also a Houdini nerd.com Discord. So anyone trying to learn Houdini, hop in there. We're all just learning and having fun. Always happy to help people out in there. Lots of friendly folks and beginners and more experienced people to help out, which is great. But yeah, I'm liking this guy. I'm gonna maybe post this guy later. Maybe I'll render him up and do a little camera move like that or something. Maybe I'll set him to some music. But yeah, thanks for coming, everyone. This is oh, how many poses is my keyframe, or is my thing? So it's really just, it's funny. I'll show you again real quick, just to overview. And if anyone has any questions, now is the time to ask, since I'm gonna be wrapping this up in a sec. But I basically have this pose here where he's pointing this way. I have this pose here where he's jumping in the air. And then I have this pose here where he's going like that. So it's just 3 poses basically. And then all I'm doing is, with these things, I'm just blending between the poses. And I can blend the translates, the rotations, and the scales of the joints. So I'm blending this one, and then I'm blending these 2 ones where it's pointing back and forth basically with the jump. So I think this is a really fun way to animate, like kind of like robot chicken style, like very like just like focusing on strong poses and not doing crazy in-betweens and stuff. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I think that you'll get a lot of cool kind of rigging stuff coming to Houdini that like is just not really possible with any other programs now that we have all the KineFX tools. So yeah, I'm loving it. I think it's a really fun way to be able to animate and rig stuff, and there's all kinds of cool tricks you can do, like, you know, sort of like auto rigging things in ways. I've seen something a lot of people do is rather than manually laying out a skeleton like I did before, they'll use something like in the labs tools. There's a thing called Straight Skeleton 3D, which will like just take your model and basically just like make a like polyline skeleton out of it. So if we give it a sec, it looks like that. You can see this is the skeleton that it's made. I'll make my background dark so we can see it better. It's made this kind of skeleton, and then you can even just say, okay, I want to make it proper bones and stuff. You drop a skeleton sop under it, and then I think it's, I remember doing this before. Maybe I'm wrong about how that works. Maybe it was like a rig doctor sop or something. No, I think I have to drop a skeleton sop. But anyway, there's like lots of potential for fun procedural workflows with this kind of stuff. The other thing you can do is just like all of the sort of IK stuff we messed with a little bit earlier, but there's this thing called full body IK. Where I can say like, okay, over here I have this skeleton that I want to give full body IK from some points that I have over here. I'll plug this back in up here to show. And then I'll like split it off over here, and I'll say let's blast all but like a few of these points that we'll use to sort of control the whole thing. So now I want to control everything with just these controls maybe. What I can do is I believe, plug this into here, and I can set it to match by attribute name, and then we'll do this crazy full physical body IK thing, where if I drop a rig pose, which is basically how you can change your poses, then you get this whole body IK thing going on, which is getting really messed up. But let me plug it into here, and we can see what it looks like on here. And you can like add noise to this stuff. And I did this in like 2 seconds, like. And there's lots of fun settings you can play with on here. There's another solver for it called Fabric, which I don't know exactly what that is. I remember Jake telling me that it was like something that they used in Grand Theft Auto and like a bunch of other games and stuff. But yeah, you could drive all this stuff with like noises and things as well. And it's all very, very, very procedural. I can delete this one if I don't like it. So yeah, very fun stuff with KineFX. Very strongly recommend anyone interested in doing character stuff in Houdini to sort of mess with all this, because it's like ridiculously powerful. And like you can imagine I could pose stuff really easily this way too, instead of doing it the way I was before with just like all the joints and doing things very manually. Bam, bam, bam. It doesn't give you quite as much control, but it allows you to work with a lot less friction when you can just sort of like have only a handful of things that you're solving with IK and full body IK. And the reason it really exists and what it allows for is like really crazy like remapping of like mocap and animation data. So I was messing with it the other day, and over here I hooked up Paul from Side Effects Labs, formerly, who now works for Rockstar, as of a couple days ago. I hooked him up with this bird mocap, or this bird animation that someone did. I'm pretty sure nobody actually mocapped an actual bird. That would have been pretty difficult, I imagine. Easier just to get some nerd to animate it for you. But yeah, that's that. Anyway, damn, we've been going for a while. We've been going for over 2 hours, so I am going to call it quits. But thank you everyone for coming, and let me know if you enjoyed it. Subscribe, and I will see you all on Discord and Twitter and all over the internet, wherever you'll find me. Later.